there, everybody. I just wanted to make a video about a recent transit that just happened. It's a big one, so I figured I'd make a video and just kind of describe it a little bit. So Jupiter in sidereal astrology just went into Aquarius. And, sorry, I'm just checking my camera. Everything looks good. Okay. Jupiter went into Aquarius. This is a big deal because it's been sitting in Capricorn for quite some time where it's debilitated. So it's not a very happy placement Jupiter's been in. This started back in right at the end of 2019, actually. So all through COVID and the last couple of years of roughness that we've had on multiple levels, Jupiter's been debilitated. And why this is really important is because Jupiter is what gives us expansion in our lives. It gives us growth, it gives us blessings. It's kind of the planet that we all want to have good placements with and are always pleading with and begging to treat us well. So Jupiter moving into Aquarius is going to be a really good thing, both on the global scale and on our individual level too. So once it's come out of a debilitation through, it just started yesterday, which is April 5th, and that's going to run through September 15th or 16th. And so this is really going to be a great period of change. And we're going to see this both internally, that piece we want to look at where Jupiter is sitting in your chart, what house Jupiter is sitting in, and also what sign and where Aquarius is placed in your chart. And this will give you more specific details about how it'll affect your life on a personal level. But like I said, on a global scale, we should see a lot more change in positive directions through this period starting now. It does in September go back into retrograde, so we may have some setbacks there. And then that only lasts into November, so that wouldn't be a long time. And then we should see a lot of leaps of progress forward. So like I said, Jupiter brings us luck, blessings, growth, abundance, and it brings us kind of an innate wisdom into our lives. So the translation of Jupiter is guru, and guru means from darkness to light. So Jupiter is literally the planet that brings us from the darkness to the light. So I see this playing out on a global scale with in things involved with COVID, and this type of thing is a very, very good thing. COVID has a little bit of a complex picture, but a big piece of that was this Jupiter debilitation. So we should see some continued progress in that direction. I know there's some scare with these variants and that kind of thing too. So we'll keep an eye on that, see what that what happens with that. But we really should see some big shifts continuing to happen as they seem to already be. Once we get into the fall, we may see some setbacks there, but they should be really only kind of a brief temporary thing. And then once Jupiter goes back into Aquarius again, where it's going to keep moving from then on out, we really should see some more returns to normalcy, right? So this is a big deal. It's a good time to honor your gurus, honor your teachers, since this Jupiter is the planet that represents these people in your life. If you have a spiritual practice, honor your guru right now, ask for blessings. If you just have good teachers and people who bring you wisdom, and by that I mean true heart wisdom, it's a good time to give thanks to them and ask for their blessings. So a lot of festivals happen around this time as well, so this is a pretty big transit to be happening. Since it's moving into the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius is a very humanitarian sign, so this again has a lot to do with global issues, global communities, and I think that this combination is really going to bring us a better sense of, sorry, my phone went off, a bigger sense of global community, reintegrating ourselves into a global community, even reimagining what a global community will look like. There's plenty of changes that have happened with COVID that are probably going to stick, and it'll be a good time to sort out which of those things make more sense, which work, which ways weren't working in the past that we now need to transform into this new way going forward. So should be a lot of great things to come out of this. We've gone through a lot of hardships for a while, and a big part of that is these Saturnian lessons, which is what Capricorn rules, of learning order, deconstructing order, learning discipline, learning new ways of being that are very practical, right? So we needed to kind of like go back and re-explore these things. So that was a big, important piece in our journey, and now we'll have some time to really move forward. So great time period to be moving into. I wanted to just make this quick video about that because I find it a very exciting transit. We still have some other things going on with Mars and Taurus and Rahu and all this and stuff, but this is on a big scale, this is going to be a good thing. I think this combination is going to lead to as I said, kind of a rebuilding of our society, a reimagining of our society. Aquarius gives us this ability to leap forward, let go of old things. Aquarius is symbolized by the pouring water out of a bucket, right? So as the water moves into the bucket, it also needs to move out. So there's a continual cleansing process that happens in Aquarius. So it's a great time. Hope you all see some of these benefits. Again, if you look at your personal chart, wherever Jupiter is transiting in your chart, it's going to show even a little more specific angle on that. If you want to do a reading with me, we can go much more in depth into that. But if it's in your first house, it's going to have a lot more of a personal growth, personal expansion aspect to it, potentially. Fourth house represents things like home life, vehicles, these type of things, the mother, right? So where transits or where the transits happen in your chart will give you a more refined picture for yourself. But this is just kind of my big picture version. I hope you find it helpful. If you like this, let me know in the comments if there's something else you'd like to see. Let me know what I can do. I'm always very curious to hear from people. And if you want to like and subscribe, I would love that too. Hope this finds you all well. Take care.